Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. At this point, we know that the Vanguard update is going to be massive for Warzone. Obviously, we're getting a brand new map, we're getting an engine update, the anti-cheat is coming, and of course, all the Vanguard content is being introduced as well, including the Vanguard Weapon Arsenal. And today, I wanted to take a look at specifically the Vanguard Weapons update and what it means for the future of Warzone, because I've seen a lot of people asking, well, what does this mean for Modern Warfare weapons? What does this mean for Cold War weapons? What does this mean for the Gunsmith? There's a lot of questions going around there. We actually know a good bit of information on this, so as we go through it all, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. Let's try and aim for 2,500 likes on this one. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're a part of the 58% of viewers who have not already subscribed, we are on the road to 800K. And each and every day, I am always covering everything going on in COD between Warzone, Vanguard, the news, updates, class setups, tips. It's all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. Also, right now, you can get the biggest possible discount on any Gamer Advantage products. If you're looking for some eye candy, if you're looking for a new set of frames, prescription or non-prescription lenses are available, and code Immortal all the way through the end of the month will actually get you 20% off your entire order. So if you want to grab anything, especially in time for the holidays, code Immortal has you covered. Now, as mentioned, when it comes to the Vanguard Weapons update and the Vanguard integration, there's a lot of questions going around out there regarding the Gunsmith, regarding the state of all the current weapons in the game, because as is, Warzone already has a very large arsenal. We have over 100 plus weapons available currently between, obviously, Modern Warfare and Cold War, and yes, that arsenal is only going to grow bigger. But let's start first with the Gunsmith, because this is where I feel like a lot of players have a lot of questions regarding how this is just going to be balanced in general. Obviously, in Vanguard multiplayer, we have the largest Gunsmith that we've ever seen. It was first introduced in Modern Warfare 2019, and it was pretty sweet if I do say so myself. Like, MW 2019's Gunsmith was, I would say safe to say, revolutionary for a creative class in Call of Duty, between all the different attachments, the secret weapons you could make, so on and so forth. It sort of continued in Cold War, but not to the same extent. However, here in Vanguard, weapons can have up to 10 attachments on them at any given time. Obviously, you got to go through and rank them up, but every weapon having 60 to 70 attachments available is pretty crazy. And a lot of people look at that and say, well, you go ahead and compare a Vanguard weapon, let's say the STG with 10 attachments, versus a Modern Warfare gun that has 5 attachments, let's say the M4. How is that even going to be balanced? You can have double the attachments on a Vanguard weapon, double the pros, in some cases double the cons as well, but how are those going to be able to compete versus one another? Are they even going to be able to compete versus one another physically in game, or will there be limitations in place? And actually, already as of right now, we know for sure that Vanguard weapons in Warzone are going to be able to use 10 attachments. Obviously, we have some of the blueprints in game right now through like the whole early access with the STG and the M1 Garand through the battle pass. And those have, I think, 6 to 8 attachments available on them. So that's already phasing this sort of Gunsmith update and weapons integration update into the game a little bit early. Yes, you are going to be able to put up to 10 attachments on a Vanguard weapon. However, the devs have already been very adamant about the fact that Vanguard multiplayer and Warzone have completely different stat sheets, so weapons will be fine-tuned for each mode individually, sort of like how we had with Cold War, but also they expect this to be a balanced meta. I think it's very obvious at this point that whatever the premium title is, whether it is Modern Warfare or Cold War or now Vanguard, those weapons in Warzone are predominantly going to be the better options because it's just a business tactic. They want players to use the new COD's weapons so that they'll go over and buy the new premium title or play it during the free access weekend and boost those numbers up a little bit. But they do have to be able to compete with the other weapons in the game, and it seems like they don't want it to be overwhelmingly Vanguard only, right? Because we are still going to be able to use Modern Warfare and Cold War weapons. We'll touch on more on that here in a second, but basically the way that they've explained it is that we have our set standard for Cold War and Modern Warfare guns, 5 attachments max. Especially with the Cold War guns, the attachments are incredibly beneficial. Modern Warfare is a lot more realistic, where, you know, the larger magazines have pretty bad mobility cons. Some of the barrels have bad mobility and ADS cons. Some of the stocks have, you know, recoil decreases, whereas Cold War weapons are, you know, very much so, hey, this makes your gun way better without really making it all that much worse. Like, the Cold War attachments are definitely a little bit more OP, but you're gonna have your 5 attachments there. They'll work the same as they do now, essentially. But the Vanguard weapons have these new systems introduced with them, specifically things like Bloom and all the accuracy based attachments which help reduce that. You also have other various things like caliber changes, you have different ammo types and stuff like that. These kits that basically act as some of the perks that we've seen in other titles. So Vanguard weapons do have more, I guess, diversity or potential diversity when it comes to attachments, but they also are going to have more drawbacks, more cons with certain things with bloom and whatnot, and they will function in their own unique way, but not in a way that's overbearing and overpowered versus all these other weapons. I'm sure at first things will need to be tuned, just like with any new big update, but over time I wouldn't expect these to be massively dominant versus Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons. I think they'll be better, but you know, we'll still have a lot of this current meta where we have things like the AMAX, the EM2, the CAR, the MP7, the MP5s, the OTS, so on and so forth. They'll definitely still be competitive and viable. You just might have some more potential using a Vanguard weapon. But safe to say, the Gunsmith is definitely changing quite a bit when this update happens, because we are going to be able to use 10 attachments on Vanguard weapons versus only 5 on the current Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons. Now, another big question I get is, well, what is even happening to the Cold War and the Modern Warfare weapons? And this is a very simple and straightforward answer, as I'm sure you can probably tell throughout the discussion so far. These weapons are in fact staying. You will be able to use all 150 plus weapons between Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Vanguard in the Caldera within standard battle royale and also the standard plunder modes as well. We're also going to continue to see Rebirth. Obviously, at this point, it's been confirmed that Rebirth is in fact staying, and you'll be able to use all Vanguard, all Cold War, and all Modern Warfare weapons on Rebirth still as well. So 150 plus weapons to use in core battle royale, core plunder, and also resurgence and anything Rebirth has to offer over the course of the coming year. Very, very large arsenal. Our ranking every weapons videos are going to be very long, so make sure you bring your popcorn and other snacks to those. However, that is not the only way that weapons are going to be approached this year. There is also going to be some Vanguard specific playlists that feature only Vanguard weapons. You will not be able to use any Cold War or any Modern Warfare weapons in these designated modes, but obviously they're not going to be the only modes available at any given time. So at some point, you're always going to be able to use any Cold War or any Modern Warfare weapon you want to use. But when it comes to these specific Vanguard only modes, there's going to be some kind of dogfighting playlist that features obviously the new planes and gunners as combat vehicles, so you can have dogfights over the Caldera. This will also feature things like AA trucks that have mounted turrets and launchers and whatnot on them, and you'll be able to use Vanguard weapons only in that specific mode. We're also going to see Vanguard Royale, which is pretty much just basic battle royale on Caldera, but it's only the Vanguard weapons, so you don't have to worry about running into the EM2, the OTS, the MG82, so on and so forth. And eventually we're also going to see a Vanguard Plunder mode as well, which is basically the same thing, Vanguard only weapons, no signs of Cold War, no signs of Modern Warfare anywhere. It is specifically dedicated to be just Vanguard. That way players can come in and level up their Vanguard weapons exclusively without having to worry about anything else getting in their way. And those modes will also feature all those new mechanics like the biplanes, like the AA trucks, everything like that. So there you have it. As of right now, that is effectively everything that we currently know about the Vanguard integration with all the new weapons and basically the Vanguard weapons update as a whole. What will be happening with the current Gunsmith and with the current weapon arsenal? That's going to wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed the video or if you found it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated, as it really does help grow the channel. And of course, if you're new around here or if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the best place to be for everything going on in COD, between news, updates, class setups, tips. It is all right here each and every single day. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I post a new video. As I mentioned in the intro, right now is the perfect time to grab anything from Gamer Advantage, as code Immortal actually stacks on top of the basic 10% discount on the entire site, meaning you'll get 20% off your entire order if you're looking for eye candy, any accessories, some glass cleaner, or of course, some brand new frames. I use mine each and every single day. They offer prescription and regular lenses. Right now is the best time to buy thanks to that increased discount. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.